Hello and welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is John A. I am a social media content creator with almost 200,000 followers. We just started this finance channel. As you guys can see, look at this. We made 245,000. Yes, on the simulation trade, but it doesn't matter because we still did it. And I'm going to log my information, log my journey. We're doing three things. We're doing three steps to give you guys my journey. Number one, I'm demo trading. Number two, I'm tracking my performance. And then number three, when we go live, we're starting with a $500 account and we're gonna be grinding that out. So if you're a brand new trader, you want high level quality content, you want that extra content to guide you through and help you guys through this process. As I learn this, I am gonna be giving you guys everything I learned in plain sight. They say track your progress. So how do we track our progress? So the first thing is we're demo trading, of course. We did make 240,000, as you can see from the position right here. Oh, where did that go? You can see that we made 245,000 just yesterday off of CXAI, selling with big money. And I'm gonna step us through how we did that real quick. But before that, I want to show you guys something I've created. I created a little performance tracker where you guys can track your stats, and you can actually even go into Excel, and I had made a couple more charts to kind of show this out. But basically, you just submit into the performance tracker. It'll automatically go into this, and then boom, you guys can you should be doing something like this. If not, I may, once I get it a little bit more legitimate, if I might sell this for like $10 or something like that. Just going forward, if anybody wants it. So if you guys do want something like this, just comment and let me know. And I might try to make it nicer, a little bit fancier, or may even make a website for it, just as you know, a tool that you guys can use. But I am doing that on my trades. I just kind of started doing this. I just started working on it a couple days ago, and so we just got it going. And so I'll be keeping you guys informed. But we're going to step us through yesterday, guys. Yesterday was absolutely wild, and we were trading two trades yesterday. We were trading GFAI and the CXAI. Oh my gosh. This stock was wild yesterday. Not just yesterday, I guess today as well. It's going crazy today. But if we zoom in, over here, this was absolutely wild. So before we get into it, I'm going to explain my strategy. My strategy is I'm trying to scalp momentum trades, right? And how am I scalping these momentum trades? I'm looking for like 3 to 4 true things. Number one, I'm always looking for volume. Volume I like to have is yellow. Actually, I like this as yellow right here. And then I'll just show you mine. And then I like the VWAP and I like the 9 moving average. And so I like to see just this. That's it. Very simple. Nothing too crazy. Sometimes I even get rid of the 9 or the VWAP given where it's at. But let's step through this. Now, my trades, as you guys can see, we actually the main thing that I realized yesterday, guys, remember, this is a log of my information, my journey, and tips that I recommend. Number one is I recommend getting hotkeys because, guys, I've made so many mistakes off of not necessarily the wrong trade, but literally just sending the trade. And what I mean by that is I will go for a cut loss, and instead of sending my entire account balance on a cut loss, I am sending 100 shares. I don't know if it's a system error or if it's me, but you know, you make one mistake, that can be absolutely drastic. Like, let's see right here. Here's an example. I bought here at 35.57. I had a stop loss set 35.38, or a market trade. Was it a market? Does it say? I don't know if it says, but the thing about it is, then it went all the way down to 34.60. So I lost 80 cents to that. That's one trade. And then I kid you not, like 30 minutes later, I think I had another one right here. Oh, where is it? I said there is another one that happened. Again, right here. 14,000. I wanted to sell 15,000 shares. And this one didn't affect me in a negative way. It helped me because I made a mistake, but still, it's the fact that it's a mistake, that it's not concurrent with what I'm thinking, because being concurrent with how you think is going to ultimately lead to your position, right? And so that's going to help. And once you become consistent, you don't want to oh, here's another one right here, 31.74 and then 30.94. So we lost $2 on GFAI just yesterday. But how did we rock out? So what I'm looking for in the MAC on my trades method, guys, is the MACD and the Awesome Oscillator. I like the Awesome Oscillator. I don't think as many people use this, but if you're using the MACD, from my experience, I recommend using the Awesome Oscillator, because what it does is it gives us this early signals of when this thing's kind of rotating over. Because if you can't really see how it's like, what I look for in the MACD is that there's all green and volume. I'm looking for volume, I'm looking for green, I am looking for momentum, right? I'm looking for these things to be above these averages. If it's right above the average, the moving average, it will typically it will just tap the average, moving average, and then shoot up. And so if I see something like this come straight to the moving average, like this right here, this is a prime example. So right when it touches the average, boom, it shoots. And then it touches the average and boom, it shoots. And so where does it stop? Oh, well, it stops at the top of VWAP. You can see that once it gets to VWAP, it would start selling. And so this is kind of the movement that I was looking at. The touches and crashes, right? And so it rallies. This was kind of this is kind of some sideways movement. So we don't really know where the break is, kind of over and under. And I would not be trading here. This is where I ended up selling. I'm pretty sure I sold at around 8:30. I sold right around here as it started to curl over. So that's kind of my method. And then it started to come back down, and I was not in. I think I started seeing it move. If we actually track our trades around 8:30, we are here 8:35. We sold out. Where's CXAI? We're out. We're bought. We're sold 8:26. Bought. I'm sold at 8:26, so I'm out at 8:26. So on the rise up here, I ended up selling right at the peak. So that's a pretty good, fair time. And I could say that, you know, some people could say that's luck, but what I saw was this movement starting to rotate over, and I wanted out. That's what I saw. I don't think that's luck. I think that's strategy. And so I was out, and I followed that down. I got out of actually even trading CXAI altogether. That's me seeing this trend coming down. I don't like to trade anything that is under the MACD and red on the Awesome Oscillator. I do not like that. Now, on occasion, will I trade on a green Awesome Oscillator? But I want to see more consistency, because if you see this is when we start pulling back, right? This is when that pullback is. And so, yes, could you make money from $4.41 to $5? Yeah, you sure could. But this stock was so volatile that 40 cents could have just crashed. So like it went from $5 to $4.30. 40 cents, you know, the risk versus reward, it really could have pulled back down to like $3. And so I just didn't want anything like that to occur. So like something like this, $8 to like $6.60. I didn't want anything like that to happen. So I got out, and then we let go. And when did we get back into GXAI? Because I was out for a long time, and I saw it starting to take off again, and I got back in at around 11:30. So we skipped a lot of this, and then we got back in. I think we had a new scanner set once it hit about here, and so that would make sense why we got in right around this time. Saw the micro pullback. And then that was my buy opportunity, and that's what I saw. What I saw was a micro pullback. I saw this pulling back. I saw green, or I saw this as green, green, green. I said, okay, let's go. And boom, we're in. And I may have pulled back. I don't know. I think I sold. I think I might have sold on this micro pullback. It was bought, sold, bought, sell. Real quick, I saw a lot of momentum, so I was in and out, and the stock moved so quick that it was absolutely insane. 617, 670, you're in, you're out. Something that I learned is, if you see momentum, let it go. Just let it go. put a stop loss. And so what I was doing is I was pushing the stop loss up. And so when you see a trade go green, you know, and you see, let's say you're selling it at you buy it at $6. If you buy it at like $6 here, and then it goes to like 620, you know, I put my stop loss at, you know, I'll put it, you know, or if you buy it at 580 and then it goes to 620, I'll put it at like $6 because, or like 595, because if it dips to 6 and then it shoots again, but if it goes underneath 6, it might slip. And so I've been setting it at like 5 cents underneath $1, or 5 cents above it to calculate, or to account for some slippage, but before it shoots down. But sometimes those trades will come in, they'll dip in right at 6, and then they'll shoot up right after that just to gain some extra liquidity, and then it'll shoot. And so that's kind of what happened here. If you look at this, 620, probably 640 people selling, thinking there's a reversal pattern. They dips right underneath $6. Big move from $6, like 580, all the way up to about $9. And I rode this. I didn't ride it so smooth. I was in and out. I think I was selling at some of these pullbacks just because the margins were crazy. $1 a share. I mean, it felt like the entire world was in on this trade. Every single trader was like on this trade, and I was going for 15,000. I was pushing big trades, and then something bad happened. Is I should have known just to get out when things start getting dicey, and I ended up doing my biggest mistake. Was, again, I did a 20,000. I was trying to look for that next pullback, and I was emotionally trading at the peak. And what happened is, again, my stop loss crushed me. Again, crushed me. And so I kept on doing this, and I made some big mistakes going forward. And then what happened is, it slipped on me again, and it slipped big, and it slipped down $1, like over $1. It slipped from here to like here, and I ended up just getting out, and I just said, you know what? I actually said to myself, this thing moves so much. What would happen at breakout tomorrow? What would happen tomorrow? And so I went in and not expecting anything to occur. I didn't think it would necessarily go down because it was on an upward trend. So if we actually go to like a 15-minute chart, clearly we're on an upward trend. And so if you see by the day, we're actually above the MACD. So my strategy was working on the day mark. And so I said, you know what? This stock has a chance to move overnight. And so I ended up buying really late. I ended up buying like 15 minutes before the hour, especially after it moved up. It moved up another 30 cents. I ended up buying, and I said, I'm going to hold it and I'm going to sell it. And I ended up selling overnight. It was like, I think I put in my order, and so it was up and down, up and down. It was an absolutely wild day. I ended up putting my order in, and it got filled this morning at 6:32 at $21, and I put it in last night at like 9 p.m. or something like that. I put it in like before it even shot up, but it looks like it got filled right here. I sold at the day, thinking it would come out at breakout, and it ended up going up to almost $70, which is beyond absurd. But that had to be within seconds. I wasn't here for breakout, and so, or I wasn't on duty at this time period, and so there's no way. Yeah, that's 2 a.m. That's 2 a.m. So at 6 a.m., I think there was a lot of sellers. And so I ended up getting filled right around here. This is where I ended up getting filled. But I went all in on a swing trade, essentially. And it paid out big. And the swing trade, I think, was luck. So in my calculations, I don't think it was total skill involved here. It went side by side with my strategy on a day-to-day chart, but it's not something I would have done if I was trading my own cash account or my own account. It's not something I probably would have risked just yet within my career as a trader. So going forward, there are 3 things I really took away today. 3 things I really took away from this experience today. Number 1, we were trading the right trades. That is right. We were trading the right trades, but knowing when to get out. We had to know when to get out. I'm getting better at that, but that brings me to the number 2 thing is hotkeys. Making sure that your trade that you're trying to do is going to go through. If your trade goes through, then you can't blame something else. You're not going to get emotional about if you lose something or whatnot. And so I need to set up hotkeys. I need to set up something that makes sure that my stuff goes through. And then number three is once you take profit on a big day, get out. Get out and don't try to get back in, because when there's a high level of demand, there's a high chance that it will reverse on that volatility on a Bollinger Band and completely come back down. So that's where I started getting emotional. I started getting risky. I started taking the momentum of the trade, thinking it was going to continue, and it went from $4 to like $9. I remember it went up to like $9.65. And so I was like, how far can it go? I was watching it. And so I need to just get out and stay out and know that that's going to happen, especially if it's moving $3, $4 at a time. There's going to be a big swing low before it hits that $10 and before it even hits the $9.80, where a lot of the smaller traders were probably going to trade. The big traders need to get out with heavy liquidity, and so it's going to reverse a little bit earlier. That's what I saw in that trade. So I need to think about that type of stuff going forward, and I need to be more risk adverse. Yes, did we make $245,000 on yesterday? Yes. Was it a little bit of luck? Yes. Did it go into our market strategy? Yes, it did go in our strategy, but it was, I think, a little bit down to luck. But this happened, and had this happened, and I started with like a $10,000 account, and then it grew to like $25K or something overnight. The problem is, had that happened to me and I was like brand new to trading and I made all the mistakes I made yesterday, and then I say F it and this shoots up and it's at 25, I would continue to do that going forward. But since we're demo trading and we're taking effect of what we're trading and how we're trading, all these things, since we're doing that, I know that I'm not going to try and make these mistakes again. And that is the goal. But until next time, guys, hopefully this helped you guys. Hopefully you guys were able to pick up some information on this. And hopefully you guys like the video and then subscribe if you guys want to come back for our analysis and going forward on our journey as we recap and daily log. We'll see you guys Monday.